Well, a very good Friday afternoon. Welcome to Les Sables d'Olonne, a quite chilly, foggy Les Sables d'Olonne. And the race today will Thomas Riong's at Cape Horn coming round. 7 boats over the weekend, probably the busiest Cape Horn rounding we've seen ever in the Vendée Globe. And it's the boats, the mockers, are coming round like buses. Light breezes for Seb Simon just to the west of the Falklands. And the leaders have a tactical decision coming up this evening. And Charlie Dallin explains.
Ouais, il y a une petite dépression à gérer là. Donc ça c'est le programme de la journée. Là on est assez soutenu avec une mer assez formée là, c'est un peu rodéo sur taureau argentin là. Et ouais ça bouge pas mal. Donc ouais, là l'objectif c'est d'aller contourner cette dépression. Et puis après, ce soir, il y a un choix très important à faire, c'est la trajectoire vers le front froid de Cabo Frio, là, le front froid semi-permanent. Parce que il va falloir décider dès ce soir quelle route prendre pour le franchir. Et c'est pas simple.
It's an interesting tactical choice to be made this evening for the leaders. That's going to be something to watch all the way through the weekend. Say temperatures rising all the time. Should be shorts weather off Rio by tomorrow afternoon or evening perhaps. My guest today, on the plateau I have Nándor Fa with me once again. A real pleasure to have you, Nandor. Nandor, of course, the 3 times a Vendée Globe sailor, finished 8th in the 2016 race. And it's Friday, it's Ocean Day. That's one of our main educational days over the course of the Vendée Globe. We have Daniela Zeppilli from Deep Sea Lab, a specialist in deep sea environment, part of the Ifremer programme, and a key player in our new Vendée Globe Foundation. Daniela, how are you?
Hi, thank you for the invitation. We are fine here. We are in the middle of the ocean too.
But your ocean is not the Southern Ocean. I think you're closer to Hawaii and Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. We are between Mexico and Hawaii, more close to Mexico right now, and we are exploring the polymetallic nodules. So that are mineral concretion of like size of potatoes. They are very rich in minerals, and the mining industry is very interesting to this kind of potential mines. And so we are working at 5,000-meter depth, try to understand the biodiversity of the ecosystem associated to this very unique environment.
Very interesting, Daniela. We'll come back to you in just a few minutes. So then, Nandor, you're watching, in particular, watching Denis on your old boat, I guess?
Yes, of course, all of the boats, but especially my ex. And I just try to find out what Denis is doing, but it's a different race, a different course he's doing than I would do. So it is interesting to see.
I think hopefully we do have have him on board. Denis Van Weynbergh on board the Dietrich group. How are you, Denis?
Hi, everybody. Everything is okay. I have a good day today. Really busy day because I make 2 jibes and I make another one in 1 or 2 hours, and also I try to fix my hydro generator during 2 days, and now it's back in the boat. It's in place, and I make a new connection, and then I try when I jibe. I try the hydro generator. We cross the finger. I hope it will be okay. It will be working.
And you got across Cape Lewin, a big moment for you.
Yeah, it was really good for me. It's a good step because now we have a lot of goals. We have Tasmania, we have New Zealand, and after that Nemo Point, and after that on Cap. Then I think it's more easy to have some projection, to have some goal in this part. But sea and weather will be like we know in South Ocean. It's always the same.
But there was no marching bands, there was no dancing girls for you at Cape Lewin, I gather. You weren't quite so happy with that.
Yeah, yeah. This was not a surprise, but it's like that. You know, I prefer to have that when I go back in Sabadell.
Well,
It will be really good.
I can certainly promise you some of that, Denis. I'm not sure about the dancing girls, but you'll certainly get a big welcome. But I've got Nándor Fa here with me who'd like to say hello. Obviously, the previous incumbent on your boat.
Yeah, it's really a pleasure to hear Nandor and to see that Nandor is there. I try to do my best, like a good sailor, you know, Nandor. And we take the road like we can, and then we go step by step, and it's okay for me.
Hi, Denis. Nice to see you. Nice to talk to you. Just my question, close to halfway behind you from the Southern Oceans, is that you expected or how you feel?
No, you know, for me, the classment is not really important. I want to do the Vendée Globe and I want to do my best. I have some problem with my, I don't know in English, girouette, and I lost some time, and also today and yesterday I make a lot of thing on the boat for my hydrogenator. Then I can now manage the speed and to try to fix something in the same time. Then it's like that, and it's okay. But you know, we will be at the end.
You know, the Vendée Globe is not sailing. The Vendée Globe is non-stop working with the boat and sailing on the other side. So
Yeah,
happens.
I see that. I see that.
But Denis, you're happy with the boat. It's a boat that you chose specifically, didn't you? Because it's robust and reliable.
Yeah, yeah. In any case, yeah, I'm really happy with the boat. I trust in the boat, and that's the most important to make the Vendée Globe and to go in Southern Sand. And I'm really happy with that. And it's true that we have some work, but like Nandor says, it's like that the Vendée Globe.
And if you can, please try to make it fly.
I can try.
And how are you at this stage in the race compared to what you expected?
Not really, but voila, it's like that, and I accept that for the moment, and okay, and I am looking for the key to have more speed and something little details like that. But you know, I think the more important is to finish, and for the moment the boat is okay. I'm okay, and I try to have a more chance to finish this race.
And Denis, obviously your first Christmas at sea, how was that?
It was good. It was good, special, but it's special like a VIP, because nobody can have a Christmas like that of New Year like that. Then it was really special, but and what really was not really alone, because I have some call with the children and with the family, and it was okay.
And what did you have to eat? Did you have any Belgian specialities?
No, because Belgian specialty are fried, and fried is not really easy to make in Imoca.
But I think Belgian they do some quite nice beers, do they not?
Yeah, I have some beer, that's true. And I drink one a little beer, and I give some little beer also to Neptune Ale and to the boat. But I have some special eating for New Year's. I try to cook this, but it's not a good place to cook it. We will see.
Hey, listen.
Some
Nandor,
pralines, Belgian pralines to you for Christmas. So
Yeah.
anyway, back
I
to
have
the
some
race.
Belgian chocolate.
Just do the safe race for yourself, and let's see you here in Sabadell, nowhere else.
Yeah,
Okay.
try that.
well done, Denis. A pleasure to speak with you. You look fantastic, and good to
Okay,
see the
thank
boats
you.
going well. Enjoy yourself. That's the
Okay.
most important thing.
See you. Bye bye.
So there we go. Nandor, Denis looks in good form.
Too relaxed for me. Maybe
But I
it would
think
be good to-
that's his philosophy. That's the way he's always.
it's a fit.
he's
I
always set
understand.
out.
And the beginning, before the race, we were talking about, for him, not the race is the first point, finishing the trip and coming back. And he's not a typical fighter. He has a absolutely different goal, and we respect that. No question.
Of course, the boat's been round twice. It's pretty reliable, isn't it?
Yes, I guess the boat is quite reliable. Small problems can be, but strong enough, this is not a question.
Thank you, Nandor. Now then, we better catch up with Daniela. Then we're talking about the Vendée Globe Foundation on board at Atlante. So you've got about 30 specialists, I think, working with you. Is that right?
Yeah, we are in 60 people on board, 30 of crew and 30 of scientists. And yeah, we are trying to understand the biodiversity associated with this abyssal unique ecosystem. So it's a huge task. Most of the species are new species to describe, and we really know a little bit, and we really we are fasting against the time because the mining can happen quite soon, and really want to know as much as possible before this will happen.
And tell us about your connection then with the Vendée Globe.
Yeah, so I'm one of the scientific scientists associated to the scientific committee of the foundation. So we have two main objectives. The first is to support a scientific project. Some of them are linked with the race. Others are in general to protect the marine environment, and of course to share scientific knowledge with the general public, especially with the public associated with sport and sailing. And one of the work that we have for the next couple of years will be to think about the scientific instrumentation that will be compulsory for the next race. So as you know, this year there were 25 skippers on 30 with the scientific equipment. And from the next edition, all the skippers will have scientific instrument on board. So we are thinking to the best way to have data. It's a unique occasion for scientists to get data from the very remote environment, and also thinking a way to share this data and what we are doing with skippers in a way that we are both winning.
Now, Daniela, the other thing which is new in this race that you've contributed are these exclusion zones. Can you explain a little bit about them and what you've contributed as an organisation?
Yeah, well, there are two scientific projects associated with this to protect the area. The north part is mainly with the cetacean in general, and is really a way to understand better the impact of cetacean with boats in general. And we already know that this area is particularly sensible, and with this project is supporting a larger action to get more data. We know that this exists, but we don't have very high quality data. And this project will be one of the first that we can acquire this information, start to do a modeling, to propose also new protected area in the future. In the southern part, we are more on whale shark, so it's more to protect these species and to have more information. There will be a project really dedicated to better understanding the migration and this species in this area, and of course also to find an area to protect from sailing race, but also in general from maritime traffic.
So many of the skippers have left with the Argos boys this time. What can we do next time in 2028? What are the concrete actions that we can bring about through the Vendée Globe?
We are working on that, so we still don't know yet. The new we are thinking, of course, there will be also always meteorological and also several chemical, physical acquisition data, currents, temperature, salinity, and so on. But we are thinking also to new way also to include new kind of instrument. For example, one of the skipper was already with a planktoscope, that is a way to detect plankton. So I think we can start to add like diversity studies or other new data for the next race.
And in the meantime, do you get a chance to follow the race?
A bit. I mean, we are also very busy on board, but there are a lot of fun in the crew. And of course, we left a week after the departure, and we are still on board. We are sometimes a lot of thought for the skipper, especially at the Christmas. We were thinking we are the same. Okay, we are not like solitary.
You're not like in an Amoka.
No, but it's true that when you are in the middle of the ocean, you feel so tiny.
Yeah.
It's so alone. Yeah, and we had all the thoughts for skippers during the Christmas time.
But Daniela, thank you so much for your time. Keep up your good work. And as I say, we're all working towards 2028 and what the skippers and what the Vendée Globe can be doing for you for next time. So Sam Davis just now is in 14th place. She's making a slightly strategic or slightly different strategic choice. She's staying to the north of her two rivals, Clarisse Kramer and Benjamin Dutroux, who've stayed further to the south. They're just at Point Nemo. And this is Sam earlier on, and she's telling us why.
For the route I'm taking, we've got like it's sort of a secondary low attached to the one we just had, which is going to push up over the next 24 hours. And create some more pretty tough conditions, and especially it's going to send up a massive sea state with just up to 8 meter waves, and that's above the limit that I'd set myself as my kind of seamanship and looking after my boat and my gear and my sails. And so the straight line route basically took me through very strong winds and at the same time the sea state close to the exclusion zone. And for me, that was just all a bit risky. The idea was to try and shelter in the middle of the low, but to get there you had to sail through some pretty horrible stuff, and if the low had placed itself a little bit differently, then it could have been, pretty harsh for a long time. So I'd seen a route which is longer for sure, but it takes me around the worst of the wind and sea state to the north, and then there's good enough conditions afterwards to be able to get back south again, so it's not really an issue for the route towards Cape Horn. The mood morale is good. Right now there's a bit of sun out, which is nice. It's the first time I've seen the sun for about a week. Yeah, like I was saying, I was really happy with hanging in there with the mule, with my mule, my sail, fractional sail, and the last low went really well, so I'm happy with that. And for sure, it's nothing compared to 4 years ago when I was sailing around Point Nemo in out of the rankings and just completing my journey outside of the Vendée Globe. It was a pretty lonely moment. I caught up with Alexia, and I had someone with me, but it wasn't the race I had hoped for, and it wasn't stressful, and so it seemed like the whole Southern Ocean took forever.
Well, Friday's weather, focusing first of all at the front of the fleet. We're looking at this low pressure evolving here just to the north of Charlie Dallin and Johan Richomme. They're looking for the downwind conditions to the west of this low, which is going to track to the southeast. So it's going to be quite fast conditions for them over the next few hours. Meantime, Sébastien Simon to the west of the Falklands. It's just a little front down here and low pressure just in here, or stronger breeze in here. So he should be able to come in and get some downwind conditions there. For the group behind, well, they're coming into Cape Horn with this strong low with the northwesterlies, 40-45 knots for them as they come into Cape Horn. And Thomas Rion coming in just now, slightly better conditions for him, but he'll still get quite a lot of breeze coming in. So let's look now at the animation. Watching the two leaders, as I say, getting round the centre of the low into downwind conditions. Sebastian Simon coming with slightly better conditions around the top of the ice exclusion zone, and then this group behind coming in, all passing to the east of the Falklands as far as we can see it. Perhaps a little bit of routing. Just saying that at Cape Horn, between 5th and 11th, there's only 200 miles, so a large number of boats coming round tomorrow and into Sunday, so that's going to be very busy at Cape Horn. So now then, looking at the animation for the second group, just looking, we have Benjamin Dutroux and Clarice have stayed a little bit further to the south, right on the ice exclusion zone of this strong low pressure system here. Sam Davis correspondingly has gone further, stayed to the further north, a little bit being more prudent, trying to preserve her boat and make sure that she's in good shape for getting to Cape Horn. Further back, it's not quite as difficult, but quite big seas or complex seas for this group here. Then further back, it's fairly easy going at the back of this high pressure ridge. But other than that, it's still quite light for the boats underneath New Zealand. So let's look at the finally this looking at it a little bit more detailed. Say Sam is up to the north here, but the key thing is this big low pressure system back here, which is giving Ollie here tough conditions at the moment, 40-45 knots. Then this lighter area here underneath New Zealand, another low pressure there, but these boats here still very light conditions or moderate conditions, and starting to make better progress to the east. So that's the situation for the second part of the fleet on this Vendée Globe. So there we go. So Nandor, I mean, you're no stranger to adversity out there on the various race courses. You raced in the BOC and had sailed with 11 days with no rudders. You were dismasted in the TJV.
Yes, I had everything. That was really remarkable when I was sailing back to Africa without rudders. That was I guess it was a whale attack, and both of my rudders broke. And but it was 4 days to learn how to move the boat, how to steer the boat. That last I learned, and I went back. It was 11 days altogether.
And mentally, how did you recover from that afterwards? I mean, you say you've had so many different setbacks over the course of your career.
At the beginning, I was really upset, but when I realized I can steer the boat and I can go back and I can save the boat, I became much more happy and optimistic, and I was pretty sure I will go and I will reach the fleet in Sydney, and that happened.
Of course, because that was a stopping race. But somebody you want to speak to, Nandor, is Pip Hare, who I think is getting close to Australia. Pip, aren't you? Oh, look
I
at her.
am, yes. Yeah, yeah. I'm about 30 miles off the Port Phillip Heads, and a support boat from local sailors from Melbourne is by my side right now. They came out and met me about 5 hours ago, and they're accompanying me in now.
How does that feel? That must be fantastic.
Oh, do you know what? They came out in such horrible conditions because last night was just massive, really big seas, big wind, and the leftover swell was horrendous. And for those people just to give up their time and come all the way out here to meet me, it's incredible.
And what's the conditions like to get you in now?
It's actually, now we're well inside the shelter of the coastline. It's flattened off completely. It's just the bay that Melbourne's in is a massively big bay with a tiny entrance. So it has a huge rip through the entrance. So we just need to get through that kind of unscathed, and then I think the remaining 40 miles across the bay to Melbourne are just going to be fairly flat and easy.
Presumably you'll put the engine on at some point. Are you going to sail into the dock?
Well, I spent all that time making a trysail. I may as well use it.
Absolutely. Listen, Nandor is with me. He specifically wanted to speak to you. He's driven from Hungary overnight. I mean, he's coming for his holidays, obviously, but he specifically wanted to come and say hello. So, Nandor, crack on.
Hello, Pip. I really respect your effort saving your boat, and you are over the most difficult parts. It can be a very good feeling now, and I hope the number 77 helped you to have some power.
Oh, it's so good to hear from you, actually, Nandor, because I know you know this pain. And yes, as many sevens as you can possibly have. I mean, I'd take them all.
Yeah, that was really nice. And now it seems to be safe. And, you know, the last step into the port, it's always very important. So take care.
Yes, I will. I'm being really well looked after. So, yeah, I won't mess it all up now.
So we are monitoring everything. So
Exactly. We're watching you all the way in, Pip.
It's beautiful what you have done.
Oh, thank you.
What time of day is it there?
It's the middle of the night.
Of course.
It's the middle of the night. And I don't know. Oh, you might. I'm just taking you out. Lights my support. There, can you see?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. There my God.
Yeah.
Kind of wallow. Oh, it's kind of.
Hey, listen, Pip. Well, Pip, I'll come back to you in just 2 seconds. We're just going to do the ranking and. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's have a look at the ranking. Oh yes, sorry. We're going with the nice little images of the beautiful seascape, and we're going into the ranking. I beg your pardon. Well, the ranking at midday will a little bit more of a gap between Johan Riesholm and Charlie Dallin, just 20 miles or so to midday. Otherwise, Sebastian Simon in third, pretty solid for him. He's still 600 or odd miles ahead of Thomas Riong. Riong at 1333. Then, as I was saying, this between Jeremy Biu in fifth and 11th placed Yannick Bestam. There's only 220 miles, so I say tomorrow busy Cape Horn indeed. So that's a very compact group. Boris Herrmann dropping back to 8th, having exchanged with Paul Meha, who's been going very well. Sam Goodchild back in front of Justine Metro. So they're super close, only 3 or 4 miles apart in terms of distance to the finish. Otherwise, going through, Sam Davis in 14th, having lost Benjamin Dutroux through her northerly option. Giancarlo Padotti in 18th, ahead of Isabel Josch. Alan Rura in 20th. And then further down the table of our internationals, Kojiro Shiraishi in 31st. Oliver Here, Koji in 30th. Oliver Here in 31st. Jinku Chu in 33rd. And Denis Van Weynbergh going nicely in 36th. So indeed, Denis Van Weynbergh very much doing his own thing. Nandor, thank you so much for joining us once again. As I say, you drove overnight to join us here. Enjoy your holidays here in Les Sables d'Olonne. Meantime, Pip, I hope you're back with us. Just wondered whether you'd like to leave us with a little message before you get into Melbourne. Go ahead, Pip. Just tell us what your thoughts. What do you want to say to the wider world?
I guess really just a massive thank you for all the incredible support that I've had in the last 2 weeks getting back here. It's actually been a really good kind of process for me and really kind of affirming. And I guess the message is we're down, but we're not out. We'll be back. Watch this space. Yeah, we're gonna come back fighting, and I'll be on that start line in 2028.
Here's hoping, Pip. All the very best. But we'll be back tomorrow with our Vendée Globe Live. But here's a message from all the skippers and from all of us. Enjoy Melbourne.